Oh wow, buckle in, get ready for fun and learning. This is a homeschool pop U.S. States video. In this video, we are learning about the state of Indiana. It's gonna be so much fun because Indiana is awesome and you're gonna learn all about it in this video. The first thing we want to discover about Indiana is where it is, so if you want to visit someday, you'll know exactly where to go. Alright, here is a map of the United States. We're going to go ahead and locate where Indiana is. Do you know where the state of Indiana is? Indiana is right here on the United States map. Indiana is in a region of the United States called the Midwest. Wonderful. Now we're going to take a few moments to look at the states that border Indiana. Bordering Indiana to the north is the state of Michigan. Bordering Indiana to the east is the state of Ohio. Then, bordering Indiana to the south is the state of Kentucky. And finally, bordering Indiana to the west is the state of Illinois. In all, there are 4 states that border Indiana. To review, Indiana is right here on the United States map, in a region of the United States called the Midwest. Awesome! Now we're going to look at the main nickname of the state of Indiana to learn even more. The main nickname of the state of Indiana is the Hoosier State. That's right, the Hoosier State. Wait, so why is Indiana called the Hoosier State? That's an interesting nickname. Why is Indiana called the Hoosier State? The truth is, no one really knows. There are some stories and some theories, but no one knows for sure why Indiana is called the Hoosier State. This we do know. Indiana has been called the Hoosier State since the 1830s. There was a newspaper that was named after that nickname, and it was used in poems, and in toasts, and in letters. It became so commonly used that everyone was confused. It was like, why are we even calling Indiana the Hoosier State? Why are we calling ourselves Hoosiers? No one really knew. So all of a sudden, stories and explanations started sprouting to try to explain why Indiana was the Hoosier State. Some of the explanations are pretty silly, like if someone came to a pioneer cabin in Indiana and knocked on a door, that person would respond, "Who's there?" You know, asking who's there, but it would kind of sound like Hoosier, you know, Hoosier. And that happened so much that the state became known as the Hoosier State. That one doesn't sound right. I don't know, it's a little bit silly. Or that there was a man named Hoosier that hired people and then the entire state was named the Hoosier State. Okay, that's definitely Santa Claus, not Hoosier. Okay, I know we don't have a picture of him, but we've got to come up with a better picture than Santa Claus, okay? It's going to be confusing, alright? Santa has nothing to do with why Indiana is called the Hoosier State. In fact, no one really knows why Indiana is called the Hoosier State, but it probably doesn't have anything to do with Santa Claus. Alright, let's move on. Just to show you how bizarre some of these stories are, one explanation is that someone found an ear on the ground and said, "Whose ear?" And it turned into a Hoosier. These stories are too nutsy. They're crazy. Oh, it's fun though. It's funny. Alright, this is probably not why Indiana's called the Hoosier State. No one found an ear and was like, "Whose ear? Whose ear is this?" You don't just find ears on the ground. Alright, so Indiana is the Hoosier State. It's been called that since the 1830s, and we don't really know why. which is pretty fascinating. Now we're going to take some time to look at the flag of the state of Indiana. Here it is. Here is the flag of the state of Indiana. It is a blue flag with a gold torch in the middle. Surrounding the gold torch is a circle of 13 stars. It's the outer circle, and it has 13 stars representing the 13 original colonies. Inside that circle is a semicircle with 5 gold stars. These represent the next 5 states that joined the United States. The 19th star is a big star with the name Indiana above it, and it's the gold star above that gold torch. It represents the fact that Indiana was the 19th state to join the United States. Here is Indiana again. We're going to locate the capital and largest city in Indiana, which is right here in the middle of the state, Indianapolis. Indianapolis is the capital and largest city in Indiana. One of the things that the city of Indianapolis is most famous for is a race called the Indianapolis 500, sometimes just called the Indy 500. It is considered by many to be the greatest spectacle in racing, with as many as 300,000 people in attendance when the race happens. Alright, here is our final question. What is the state bird of Indiana? The state bird of Indiana is the northern cardinal. That's right, the northern cardinal. They are the most popular bird to have as your state bird. In fact, 7 states have the northern cardinal as their state bird. They enjoy visiting bird feeders and like taking a dip in bird baths. Just know they can get a little territorial, okay? Sometimes they even attack their own reflections in mirrors and windows and stuff because they think it's another bird, and they want to attack it because they're very territorial. Thanks for watching this Homeschool Pop video on the state of Indiana, the Hoosier State.